The Chicago Bears lose to the San Francisco 49ers 33-22. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking. Of course, I'm NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and their Week 8 loss against the 49ers, folks. Got a lot to get into here, so I don't want to wait any longer. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And as always, I can't even talk because I want to just get to this damn game already. Make sure you have the post notifications on. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it. So let me start off by saying this. There are no moral victories in the NFL. You either win or you lose. It's as simple as that. But I was encouraged by the Bears' loss today. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, Faiz. How are you encouraged by a loss? Let me tell you how, all right? Because before the season started, I already told you that wins or losses aren't really going to matter for me this season just because the Bears are not a Super Bowl contender. And so for me, what matters is development, how this team looks, how Justin Fields progresses, all of those things. And this game showed me that. All right, let me start by saying this. Matt Nagy was out for this game due to COVID. And as per what I read and my understanding was that he was not allowed to have any communication with the Bears coaches on the sidelines or any of them in the press box and whatnot. So Matt Nagy apparently had no input in this game. All right. And what ended up happening? Justin Fields had his best game of the season. Best game of the season, Justin Fields. The offense puts up 22 points. Could have easily put up 30 points. And we see the offense come alive. Is that a coincidence? I think not. That Matt Nagy's out for a game and the offense plays well. So let's start with that, okay? Let's start with what I was encouraged by. Justin Fields, 19 for 27 for 175 yards, a touchdown and interception. Again, the numbers don't scream off the page. Those look like average numbers. Then take a look at the rushing. 10 rushes for 103 yards. You love that. This is the potential you saw from Justin Fields as both a runner and a passer, all right? So the numbers were decent, nothing great, but solid, okay? But more importantly, it was the play calling and the utilization of Justin Fields that was encouraging. Folks, we finally used Justin Fields the way we should have been using him all season long. Bootlegs, play action, zone read, RPOs. All right, all of those things happened today, and it was a beautiful thing to watch, all right? You can't just box score watch and take a look at the numbers. You actually have to watch the game to know that this Bears offense was functioning like a normal offense with Justin Fields under center. And might I add, the biggest thing is this was not against a bottom feeder team, a pathetic defense, all right? This was against a solid Niners team. All right, I'm not going to say the Niners are a Super Bowl contender or anything like that, but they're a solid playoff caliber team, right? How many times are you going to beat up on the Lions, teams like that, and feel good about yourself? You got to go up against solid competition and produce. And that's what the Bears offense did today. They produced. They put up 22 points, 23 if Cairo Santos has missed an extra point. And again, could have been a lot more if it wasn't for dumb penalties. But Justin Fields, the way we used him was so encouraging. And if this game is not the tape for how you use Justin Fields, I don't know what is. This is exactly what a lot of Bears fans, some analysts on these networks, even Dan Orlovsky, a guy like that, they've all been clamoring for. Get Justin Fields involved in RPOs. Get him with play action, bootlegs, get him the easy reads, and that's exactly what happened. All right? And that play by Justin Fields when he got the rushing touchdown, oh my goodness. You can't teach that. You just can't teach that. You either have it or you don't. That's the electricity of a Justin Fields. That's the talent right there, folks. You can't teach that. What an unbelievable play there by Justin Fields. And again, very encouraging to see that. Again, I want to see more and more from Justin Fields, but you love to see that, all right? And so as far as the offense, Darnell Mooney, solid. With some catches. Cole Kmet, I liked what I saw from him today. A-Rob, again, had a down game. It just seems like him and Justin Fields just not on the same page, it feels like. But overall, Khalil Herbert, 23 for 72, I think. He's just a guy who, man, he's got so much juice when he runs. It's crazy. I love what I see from Khalil Herbert, and he should be the number 2 when Monty is back, not Damian Williams. So, yeah, overall, was encouraged by the offense. The O-line wasn't great. I think they allowed 4 sacks, so you don't like that. but that's what we need to upgrade. So Justin Fields, you used him properly today. Play calling was great. How do you upgrade and get better from this? You get him a better offensive line. You get him some better receivers, better weapons, and you go from there. All right? But it starts first and foremost with coaching and utilizing him properly, which is what I was impressed by and happy with today. Now let's talk about what I wasn't happy with. The defense. Folks, it seems like every single time the Bears offense somehow finds a spark to play better, the defense all of a sudden decides, hey, we don't want to play well. They don't want to show up. And that's what happens today. This is maybe where you do want to box score watch, because this is exactly what happened in the game too. Because you take a look at the Niners and what they did today. Jimmy Garoppolo, 17 for 28 for 322 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. So a monster game from Jimmy Garoppolo. A guy who never runs or rarely ever does. We let him get 2 rushing TDs. Okay? And obviously over 300 passing yards. Elijah Mitchell, their running back, 18 carries for 137 yards and a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell at 137 and 1 TD. All right, and then Deebo Samuel, monster game, 6 catches for 171 yards. Folks, just those numbers right there will tell you the story, which is the Bears' defense was atrocious. They gave up chunk plays after chunk plays, just let the Niners just, storm down the field every single time and score. And that was it. That was the story of the game. You don't allow 33 points, the Bears could win this game. The Bears typically hold their opponents around that 20-point range. And if that is the case, the Bears would have won today. So this loss, the side that should get the most blame by far is the defense. They just didn't play well today. And every single week we come on here, we bash the offense, and rightfully so. But when the defense doesn't play well, it's time to bash them. And they didn't play well today at all. They were the biggest reason the Bears lost today. Just cannot let Jimmy G, Elijah Mitchell, and Deebo Samuel do that to you, right? Maybe one of the 3, potentially 2, but all 3? No. You can't do that, all right? So, didn't like that at all. And you know what? Again, going back to my prediction, I did predict the Bears to lose this game, but obviously wanted the Bears to win. I was rooting for them to win. But Kyle Shanahan, man, what can you say? Those 2 rushing TDs by Jimmy G, those are good play calls, and that's why he's a good coach. But overall, folks, I'm happy with what I saw from the offense. We just need the defense to get back to playing well today. But overall, the season's going to continue to be about development. And listen, we saw what the Bears offense did without Matt Nagy. What happens when he comes back next week and this Bears offense struggles again? Right? That was the biggest nightmare for Matt Nagy, is the fact that the offense played well without him there, without any input from him. Bill Lazor was calling solid plays. You had the special teams coach acting as that coach. It was a bad look for Matt Nagy. So I'm just curious what happens here. But again, got a couple of more tough games coming up here. A bye week coming up. So we'll see what happens. But all I want to see is the progression from Justin Fields. That's literally all I care about this season. Nothing else. So to me, that's the biggest thing. So I will take that, what I saw from today. The loss does sting, as does every loss. But it gets a little bit better. And it helps me a little bit more knowing that Justin Fields is getting better and better every single game. And I'm worried about the next 5 years, not the next 5 games. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.